How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RighteousNicky and welcome back to Hearthstone. Today I'm going to show you the Ancestor Control Shaman. Now, this deck is all based around this card, Ancestor's Call. Put a random minion from each player's hand into the battlefield. And the idea behind this card in this deck is that you want to Ancestor Call either Malygos, which is going to give you 5 spell damage, or Deathwing, who isn't going to do his battle cry and is going to be a 12/12 on the board. Now, why do you need the 5 spell damage Malygos and maybe maybe not some other legendary? Well, you need to control the board with the Shaman, and for that you have all the Shaman spells in this deck. You have 2 Earth Shocks, 2 Forked Lightnings, 2 Frost Shocks, 2 Lightning Bolts, 2 Crackles, 2 Lava Bursts, 2 Lightning Storms, and I think that is it. Yep. Also, for more board control, we have 1 Rockbiter weapon, 1 Stoneforge Axe, and 2 Feral Spirits. Those actually aren't minions, they are a spell, so they aren't going to be affected by Ancestor's Call. We also have 2 Hexes. Yep, I forgot about them. Now, what minions do we have in this deck? We have 2 Kobold Geomancers. They are very cheap and effective spell damage card on your board, which can enhance all other spell cards of your deck. We have a Vitality Totem. This will allow you to sustain some damage if the opponent is going too heavy on your face, and it's always certain that it's going to heal you at least for 4 health, because it's on the end of your turn, and you probably should put it behind some taunts. The bad side is that it's quite easy to remove, but yeah, 2 mana, I think it's a better choice than the anti-Killbot, because a lot of those spells have a lot of overload and you end up not being with quite a lot of mana left. But yeah, otherwise the spells are quite cheap, but they have overload, which kind of balances up the mana. And we have 2 Unbound Elementals. Those are pretty good with all the overloads you have in this deck. You have from Forked Lightning, Lightning Bolt, and etc. It's a 3 mana minion. It can buff up. It's a pretty common target to get hit by some big spells like Fireball or Polymorph. And the last card, and the card that I was most uncertain if I should keep in this deck, is the Gadgetzan Actioneer. Now, this card actually works very well with my spells, because my spells are very cheap and I can draw like 4 cards in a turn, but that is very rarely. I probably do it. I probably have the mana for 1 or 2 draws, but it's also a very easy card to remove. It has only 4 HP and it's 6 mana. So you kinda want to play this if you need some card draw or you don't have anything else to play. So this is pretty much the deck. Ancestor's Control Shaman. It actually isn't very successful. I played it quite a bit. If you don't manage to get the turn 4 Ancestor's Call and a big legendary, it's very hard to finish the game after that. So it's kinda based on luck, on your draws. So let us give it some shots, shall we? Alright, a warrior. This probably is a control warrior or something, and we got the Ancestor's Call, and we should probably keep it. Actually, I want to throw all of these cards and see if I get a legendary here. No, and those are quite bad removal spells for my early game, but lightning bolt is alright. So basically you kinda skip your turns and you play totems with this deck until you can summon a legendary, and you hope that the opponent doesn't have anything to deal with it. And you also need to have the luck that he is going to drop from his hand something quick, because there are times when a legendary from his hand also comes into play. Alright, how are we going to deal with this berserker? Maybe we can try to get a spell power totem and 4 damage with the lightning bolt, which is a 33% chance. Let's try it. Town totem. Alright. Not that bad, I guess. At least the berserker isn't going to get enraged for now. A fairy war axe. Oh boy. I don't really want to waste 2 spells for the berserker. Oh. Also it does... Oh, when a minion takes damage. Alright. I really want to get the spell power totem. Perfect. Just perfect. 32% chance. And now that we removed one of his a bit threatening creatures, I would probably lightning storm here. Yeah. If he didn't remove my spell damage totem, which is going to be a very big mistake from him. Alright. But yet he is going to do 2 damage and draw a card, which is kinda good. And I don't really have a lot of mana left for next turn, 4 mana. Not that I need it. I can play Ancestor Skull if I get a legendary. But actually I would have to discard my Kobold Geomancer first, because I wouldn't have 100% chance to get the legendary. Alright. A bit of sticky minions here. I don't feel like playing Hex here. Stormforged Axe is also not a very good choice. I guess I can Lightning Bolt here. And yeah. And I'm going to skip this. The Harvest Golem is... The best way to take care of it is with an Earth Shock, but I don't really have it at the moment. He's going for the face. I should consider playing the Vitality Totem soon, if I get the Spirit Wolves. And he's taking it a bit slowly as well. Lightning Storm... I don't feel like going with the Stormforged Axe here. Do I have a choice? No, but I'm going to play it anyway for now. And I'm going to put the totem actually. Yeah. He's going to play something a bit more than this Harvest Golem to take care of it. I have no idea what this guy is saying, but I don't speak German. Wüste gleich? Mine? Alright, I am going to reply him soon. Or maybe now. Let me check. Okay. Oh, bro! This is going to be interesting. If his Harvest Golem die, he's going to get the Death Rattle. But at least it's sleeping. And not a legendary yet, come on! I will take a swing here because I don't want it to kill my taunt, and I'm going to play the Kobold. So I can prepare my Ancestor Skull to be ready for a legendary. And also, why do you need the spell power? Because when you get 5+ spell power, you can go with tons of spells on his face. And it's quite nice. And he's taking his turns here. Maybe if I get some spell power totem, I should start going on his face. Let me throw him a Crackle here. just to scare him a bit. I have 14 damage left. Let me just reply to this guy. Deutsch? I'm not sure. Maybe German? Alright, he went 5 damage on a Taunt Totem. That's pretty good for me. And what? Are you going to execute that? Oh, thank God. I was in a bit of a shock there. Oh, Frost Shock 3 damage. Don't mind if I do. And I have Taunt Totem. Healing Totem is so nice, but he's going to kill my Kobold now. Should I go another 7 damage to his face here? It might be a good idea actually. I have a Hex. And I probably wouldn't have the spell damage left. Yeah, let's push him a bit on the limit. I'm not sure if I am going to get a legendary anytime soon, so... Yep. Heroic Strike? Are you going for my face? What? What? Alright. I don't really have a 2 mana to play with that guy. I'm going to go for a totem here and... You know what? I'm going to play him either way. And let's see what he's going to do here. If he plays something like Grom Hellscream, I may be fucked up here. Leopard, no. If he has a Grom Hellscream and... No, what was that spell? I forgot, alright. 2 Ancestor Skulls and no legendary. Come on, man. I'm going to play this Lava Burst here. Oh, Earth Shock. 1 damage off little. Oh, so you're confused. Hex. Maybe I should dig for spells here. Or not. I could Hex the Leper Gnome and try to get another spell. It's worth a shot, I guess. Yeah, let's see the RNG here. I would have 3 mana, Feral Spirit. Not really. Let's play a totem and see what's going to happen. 1 HP, I need 1 spell, like a Crackle. Considering this isn't a Tau Totem, he may be able to finish me now. Maybe I should have played the Feral Spirit. Mortal Strike, 2 Mortal Strikes for 12. GG. That was a very nice warrior. I haven't seen this kind of a warrior before and I really respect that he plays it. Alright. A mage. Mage are good with controlling big legendary stuff and that might prove problematic. Alright, let's throw everything here and hope for a Ancestor Skull and a legendary. Ancestor Skull at least we got. And a Stormforge X, which is a pretty nice control stuff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're going to have turn 4 Malygos. I hope he doesn't have a Polymorph. Oh, should I play a Stormforge X here? I would have my mana back at turn 4. But I'm going to lose the Overload for the Embowed Elemental, so let's go with Totem. A Taunt Totem is nice. The bad thing about the turn 4 Malygos is that I won't be able to play anything else. Whoa, wait, he played a secret. This may be either Mirror Entity or Counter Spell. I'm going to test it with my own Unbound Elemental here. No? Oh, he may counter my Ancestor call here. I'm not sure if I want to risk that. To end secret. You know what, I'm going to test it with my Feral Spirit here. So it wasn't counter spell. Maybe a Vaporize? Alright. That's not that bad, I guess. That could have been my Malygos, but I'm still worried about this spell. It isn't counter spell, it isn't mirror. Oh, come on with the goddamn spells, man. Alright, let's check with the Cobalt. Oh, thank you. Alright. And now? Alright, he's going to clear that, and what you're going to play for 3 mana? Frostbolt. Alright, Malygos time. Let's see what you're going to have in your hand, mate. Let me just attack first. No, alright. He doesn't have minions! Should I throw a lightning bolt here? Yes. 9 damage lightning bolt. When do you have that? Think it's worth considering he may be able to clear that Malygos. Yep. I think it was kinda nice. Right. We are going to need to finish this mage soon, and considering he has so much secrets, he's probably a Molten Giant mage, and this is a Frost Prison? What was his name? Ice Prison? I don't know. So yeah. Another secret. No, he doesn't have a secret. Or he's thinking one secret. Should he play? Another Ancestor call. I don't really want to make his golems go on that health, but he probably doesn't have the cards yet. Yeah, let's try. We have 2 hexes at least. I doubt that he has 2 golems in his hand. Flame Strike, alright. Crackle, I would need a spell power for that. Not. I would stack some spells until I try to finish him. Oh, come on. Oh, come on! One of them is probably Duplicate and another counter spell or mirror entity. Alright, let's try a Crackle here. Counter spell. Let's try another Crackle. 5. Alright. 2 damage. Hogger! Oh shit. And a fireball in the face. I am going to be able to silence the Hogger. Or maybe silence or Hex is a good idea here. Oh. You know what? I'm going to silence this. I'm going to... Nah. I'm going to hex this. I'm going to totem. I'm going to freeze this, and I'm going to remove this taunt. I would need to have 2 spells to finish that guy. The best choice here was to attack first the taunt and then Frost Shock. Maybe. Wow! Whoa! Alright. Well, as you can see, things aren't working that good. Another mage. Oh god, I hope he doesn't have secrets. Ancestor's call. I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to... Should I keep the fork lightning? No, I want the legendaries, please. Actually, the better choice here is to get Deathwing first, so he can be a bait for a polymorph, and then... Or an Unbound Elemental, and then... Actually... I wanna play the coin here, actually. Yeah, Spell Power Totem is nice. I have cheap mana cost stuff, so it's better to get some totems on the board. Apprentice. And a mirror image. Well, I'm going to play... Oh ho! But I need turn 3 Lightning Storm. I'm going to play the Kobold here so I can be clear of it. And let's see what he's going to do. He's probably going to clear my Kobold with Frostbolt. Mirror... Arcane Missiles? Nope, he doesn't have luck. You probably have another Arcane Missiles. Because you're a classic mage. And I want to play the Lightning Storm here. This is way too much. The taunts are going to be impossible for Deathwing. Alright. I guess I'll turn 5 Deathwing. He's gonna waste his turn here with the Fire Blast. I'm going to waste my turn with the Totemic Call and a Snow Trigger. Oh god damn it, you're going... Are you kidding me? Those are so much counters to my Deathwing. And you didn't kill my Kobold. And the baddest thing of it all is that I have a 50% chance now to summon the Deathwing because I got the gadgets and action near. On the other hand, now he has to trade the Snow Trigger here because he's going for the face? What? Alright, wise guy, are you ready for this? Are you ready? That's what I'm talking about. You're going to go for my face, huh? Do you have a polymorph here? I hope that isn't a polymorph. No, I'm not clearing your stuff here. Fireball. That might be kinda risky, but... Earth Shock. I'm going to... I probably want to Earth Shock this little guy. Yeah, I'm going to play it really safe here. Earth Shock this, Crackle this, and go for the face. He doesn't have 2 fireballs now. And he does... Alright. That's what I'm talking about. Well, we finally won a game. This deck isn't very successful, but it's quite fun when you play a turn 4 legendary. And you can even put other legendaries if you prefer, like maybe a Grow, maybe a Ragnaros maybe? Why not? But I think the Malygos works very well with your spells. And I'm going to throw here everything. Actually, Unbound Elemental is quite good to have, but I want to get the proper cards here, which I didn't. And considering he is going to play a Northchar Cleric, I wouldn't be able to clear that. I could silence it. But is it worth it? I probably want to keep the silence for that 3-4 minion that gives 3 health. Forgot its name as well. Unbound Elemental turn 3 is pretty nice. 2 mana. Let's get a spell power totem, please. Perfect. I guess the RNG god is with me this game. And if he summons something like Injured Braidmaster, you're gonna Holy Smite that. Alright. Alright. And coin into what? Damn, that's a lot of stuff to play this turn, mate. I'm gonna have to play my Unbound Elemental. You can't kill it with those two stuff, and you're probably going to use a Shadow Word Pain. Yeah, but considering you had so much early spells, I doubt that you had the luck to get that spell as well. Ironform Grizzly. That's a pretty nice target for my Lightning Storm here. And if I'm lucky, I'm going to hit all of them with 3. Let's see. Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about. And I may want to do 3 more damage here, because I will be out of Shadow Word Pain range, but I would probably want to play next turn Feral Spirit, which is going to give Overworld stack also. Because if I go more than 4, I'm going to be in the Shadow Word Death range. Now, what is the best choice here? I can play only Wolf or a Totem and a spell. I don't really want to waste 2 spells at that guy. So I'm going to pray for Spell Power Totem and one of those small spells. I could leave that. Should I freeze the Yeti? Yeah. I don't really think that he wants to waste a 2 mana for 1 HP heal here. And next turn I could finish it with a 4 damage Unbound Elemental. Yeah, I think this was the best course of action. Even if he heals it, then no big deal. And I don't think he is thinking that I'm damaging it for 4 damage more that... Oh, he's going to heal. Oh, even a buff? Alright. And a Voodoo Doctor. Whew. A Crackle. You know what, I'm planning to use a lot of spells here. He doesn't have cards, so 3 to 6 I'm going to silence that. I don't think that was a very smart decision. Can we get a 4 damage here? 3? Are you kidding me? Alright, let's fork Lightning. Alright, that was kinda nice. And let's clear that as well. Why not? And that's a pretty strong Unbound Elemental. And I would have mana for a Feral Spirit next turn. What do you have a Shadow Word Dead? Swampus! What kind of priest is this, mate? Are you kidding me? You have so strange and weak creatures? Why would you put a Voodoo Doctor? That doesn't convince me. Right, let's play this card. Whew. 6 overworld mana. Can you believe that? Iron for Grizzly and Shadow Word Pain. Alright. It would be nice if I get a Healing Totem. Cobalt, that would be nice later for some spells. And I would have to get that. I don't really want to play the Cobalt because it's going to be in the Holy Nova range. Ah, that top deck, man. Alright. Well, at least we are still leading. Ancestor's Call. Considering that, I would play the Cobalt now. And considering he can't kill my wolves with a Holy Nova, I'm going to play the Pharaoh Spirit and start going for his face here. Yup. It's a bit too much, but it's going to have to work for now. Now, do I want to trade 3 wolves for that guy? Probably not. I would want to get a spell power totem and kill it with a lava burst. He's going to kill one of my wolves, but I would have a better chance for a totem next turn. I would have to sacrifice one of my wolves for now. Alright. And double spirit? Divine spirit? Oh, come on. I should have cleared that. Oh boy. Unbound Elemental, that is nice. Let's get a spell power totem here, please. Come on. He isn't going to kill this anyway, so we are going to spell power totem next turn. Actually, it may be a better idea if I go for the face with the spells. I don't see Chew in TAT. We have quite a lot of taunts. Let's see what else we are going to get. We have a Fork Lightning here, an X. And that's 7. 7, 9, 10, 12, 14, 18. Oh, I have little, I think, if I play everything here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Woohoo! Well, yeah, I'm kind of winning with just my basic cards here. I really want to play I really want to show the Ancestor Skull winning, like the last game with the Deathwing. But oh well. Another mage. No. Alright, I'm going to throw everything here. And actually Frost Shock and Unbound Elemental is pretty good start, but if that wasn't a Hex and maybe an early spell, that would be very nice. Fork Lightning is kinda good. Alright, we have a turn for Deathwing, which is pretty strong. Alright, he's going to play a Mini Berserker. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Lightning Storm. It's going to be nice if I get a Spell Power Totem. I kinda need to Fork Lightning that if he plays a 20 minion, but he's going to Farblast that. And I don't really want to waste a Hex on this. Should probably... But I would take a lot of damage on the face. What? Why didn't you enrage that? I don't know. Let's leave that and... Turn 4 on Deathwing we have. So that's going for us. Arcane Missiles, and you're going to Farblast that. I don't really have a way to deal with that, so... I am gonna Deathwing here. But I can clear that with a Lightning Bolt. No, I'm going to Deathwing. Frost Element. That is going to slow my Deathwing a bit. And if he has a Fireball or a Polymorph... Oh no! Alright. Spell Power Totem? No. 2 and 3 and 1. Alright. Alright, well, we probably lost this game because he can kill me very easily with spells now. But yeah, That is the risks you take versus a mage with this deck. If it was something chaos, it would be a very harder for him to remove that. And why is he attacking the healing totem? Mate, what are you doing? I really didn't understand this move here. Alright. A Sunwalker. Alright, I have a Hex at least for this. Which is pretty nice. And I don't really want to play the Feral Spirit because he probably has a Flame Strike. Do I want to play the Kobold Geomancer here? Probably not. I would wait for a surprise attack here. I kinda want to bait his Flame Strike, but I don't want to play the Kobold Geomancer that openly. He isn't going to play Flame Strike. I can Lightning Storm here. Sister Call, I need a legendary or a goblin. Guess I can leave that. The totem is protecting me for now. I should play the Feral Spirit. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to play the Feral Spirit here. Or do I? Or would I pray for an RNG 3 damage? Yeah, let's bait his Flame Strike here. Alright. And I really need a Spell Power Totem at least. I don't want that to be on 1 HP left. Alright, I'm playing the Kobold here. And I'm going to throw a Frost Shock for 2 damage here. Alright. This weapon is kinda useless now because I don't really have the HP to work with it. Mana Worm, and he hasn't played his fireballs yet. Yep. And GG. This deck isn't really strong versus mages, let me tell you that. Oh, a Druid! This may be... this may work a bit better versus a Druid. He doesn't really have a good removal. Besides Neutralize, but not much Druids run that card. Alright, this is probably the worst entry that I could have gotten here. Gadget Sun, Actioneer. Alright. We did one game versus a mage, but yeah, I don't really like this deck versus mages. I'm going to get a Town Totem, that's pretty nice. Okay, next turn Unbound Elemental. Yeah. Lightning Bolt. He would probably have a rat, yes. But he isn't going to be able to clear all of them with 3 mana. He needs 4 mana at least. Yeah, 4 mana coin. How I didn't figure about that. Oh, Chewing Yeti. This Yeti is going bye-bye, mate. I have a Lava Burst here. Nice. I would want to go for the face? No. I don't want to take unnecessary damage to my face. He would probably have killed his Wood Hoarder in my Unbound Elemental, but with a rat. But yeah, I didn't really want to take the risk here. Turn 6 we could Gadget Sand Actioneer, but it's a quite juicy target for a swipe. 3 mana, Totem. Healing totem is kinda nice. I don't really want to play the Actioneer on turn 6, maybe on turn 7, so I can get at least one card draw. A Stavak, you say? Alright, Stavak, I'm going to play 2 Geomancers here. And hope to get a spell power totem next turn and silence you forever. Actually, I can play Ancestor's Call for the gadgets and Actioneer, but that's not kinda worth it because he probably has something more scary in his hand than that little goblin. Silence. Oh, 2 damage. Yeah, that was the better choice. What am I thinking? Right, an AoE spell like Fort Lightning here could be quite nice. What? But I'm going to get healed, man! Why don't you attack my face? Alright. If Fugan also died this game, summon Thaddeus. Is it going to work if I silence Fugan? Alright, let's do it like that. And lightning bolt here and kill the Geomancer. Alright. At least he doesn't have the board control now. Next turn we can Actioneer and Crackle, which is kinda bad. We need a legendary here. Azure Drake, he probably has a swipe. I usually would run Azure Drake if I have some spells. Should I Lava Burst that? Or we can pray for a more than 3 damage Crackle. Oh, we don't have 1 mana. Yeah, I don't want that Azure Drake here, I'm going to Lava Burst. It's a bit of a waste, but... Alright. 19 cards left and no legendary. He has 8 cards, which is quite the lead on me. He can Ragnaros here. The Ancient of War to draw more cards. Innervate. 3 mana, what? Demolisher. I love druids that I love anyone that runs Demolisher. This is a very awesome card. Damn it, Gadget 10 Actioneer, you're not helpful at all. I'm gonna Stormforge X here. But it's... You know what, I'm going to try my luck here for 5 damage. Yes! Alright. I'm going to hit that thing once. Okie dokie. Bam. Oh, not my taunt. You had to go for the face here. Next turn I can finish it at least. "13 cards, damn. I wonder why he isn't finishing me yet. He has so much control. Alright, this is going to be a problem if I don't get a Hex. At least 5 damage isn't that much for my face. It's not Lethal Wolves. Deathwing. This is a 50% chance. And the Vitality Totem also counts as a minion. You know what, I'm going to risk it all by playing those 2 cards and Deathwing next turn. Yep. Let's see what he's going to do about that. Oh. He will probably swipe here the totem and attack with shapeshift the Gadgetzan and Demolisher on. You know what? It might be a better idea if I play Deathwing like this. Cause he kinda has a lot of things. And I don't really have other cards. Cool. Yeah, you know what? If I don't get like Malygos, I'm going to play Deathwing here. Like raw Deathwing. Oh damn it, man! How are you? Why would you get Malygos now? Alright, Ancestor's call. Alright. Let's see what you're going to do about this. You can probably finish me if you have... Oh, I was just happy for the 4 HP, but... Meh. Right, we have a Deathwing, but he... He's probably going down soon and he has a lot of minions on the board. Actually, the Deathwing was the better choice for my Ancestor call because I don't have spells with Malygos and he doesn't have the damage to get rid of that or that. Please don't tell me you have Neutralize. 5 damage swipe? Kobo Geomancer! Come on! He's going to use another spell. Starfall for 6 damage. And you're going to run in the Demolisher. Alright. Next time is GG. Frost Shock. 4, 6 damage. Wait. 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Actually, it doesn't matter what I kill, I'm dead next turn. If I freeze that for 6, 4, 10, 11. If I kill that, yeah, I'm just going to pray that he doesn't see that he has 11 damage here. But it's game over. Yeah. Whoa, you're going to BM me quite good, aren't you? Alright. What you're going to do now? A swipe in the face? You had to be classy there, man. A 20 swipe for 5 damage. Yeah. That would have teach me a good lesson. Alright. Well, that was Ancestor Control Shaman, guys. It's a fun deck. It's not really strong as maybe some of the previous decks I've shown you. But if you want to turn 4 on some big legendary, this is a kinda good way to do that, in my opinion, with this setup. So yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time, stay righteous. You saw that, didn't? It's right there. I see him on the radar.